Well, here we go again from the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway. Thursday Night Thunder returns. It's going to be so much fun watching these race cars tear up the world center of racing. Coming out of this final corner, the pace car will peel off. We're about to get going for 80 laps of action. Jason Alexander and Toby Estes decorate that front row as the green flag flies. Let's go racing from Daytona. Jason Alexander in the 5-6, now to the inside, right along that short chute, drag racing for leading the first lap tonight, and it goes to a tie down to the 100th of the second. Toby Estes on the inside in that number 8 Dale Jr. inspired Chevrolet. Jason Alexander high side. How about the 3 of Cody Riggs, another one of those bluegrass bandits who's in tonight's race. Down the backstretch they go. Drivers have to be careful while they now hit top speed into turn number 3. How about Jeff No in the double 5, TJ's team machine? He's got defending champion Aiden Norman behind him in that 6-2. Thomas Andrews on the outside now. Donald Ray to the inside behind Toby Estes. In that 8, Jason Alexander leads that lap, and we are 3 circuits into the race at Daytona. Rockwall, Texas, Donald Ray on the inside, now coming into that 3rd corner, and they all go funneling by into turn number 3. Ray to the inside while he's got the 8 of Toby Estes outside of him. Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews sitting 3rd on the outside line. "21 drivers separated by no more than a second." Tristan Catania in that 4-8 machine on the outside of Seth Wansing. The Kentucky winner now racing down that back straight, still 2x2, looking like the pace lap. Cody Riggs, top line. The 3 following the 2 into that 3rd corner. Looks like the 4-8 of Tristan Catania trying to possibly extend to that 3rd line. But how brave can you be? Josh Garrison in that double 4 machine on the outside of Jeremy Brio in that 7-4. Jason Alexander still up the inside with Donald Ray behind him. And how about Elrich George from the Bahamas now on the outside in that 4-0 Pontiac. Ricardo Catania in that 2-4 Pepsi machine. Looks similar to the 7-4 there of Jeremy Brio, but that's all right. We're going to keep you well aware of who's who. Another one of those bluegrass bandits. Riley Wright in the 2-9 car now behind Josh Garrison. Jason Alexander leading the cavalry down the front straight. 6 laps now underway. Defending champion Aiden Norman in the number 6-2. That Dodge Charger behind Jeff No, the double 5. How about these cars jostling? They're starting to bobble, wiggle. Last season's Talladega winner, John Honeybrink in the 2.0 Interstate Battery Chevrolet has the pride of Kansas City, Seth Wansing behind him. How about local driver Ryan Pennell from nearby Mayo, Florida, the 1-2 in the Cartoon Network Ford Mustang, hanging out at the back, trying to make everything work out. Again, it's going to be a 75-lap waiting game tonight. We'll see who's got the most patience. All the way at the back, Tyler Patterson in the Exalta 2.7. Trying the same strategy, just waiting to see what's up, what's going to happen. Jeff No still third in that bottom line. Let's go on board with him. Every last one of these drivers sitting in the comfort of their racing rigs, their vastly expensive steering wheels, the pedals, their hands, all connected to the equipment to try and make it work just a little bit harder, a little bit better. Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews on the inside of Donald Ray. They're going to drag race to lead lap number 7. The honors go to Rockwall's Donald Ray. Seth Wansing behind Jimmy Kerr in that 7.5 ahead of Jeremy Brio. How about last week's, the Bristol winner, Thomas Sears, not last week. Last week he was at Suzuka and still rocking the Japanese writing on the sides of his race car. Ryan Pennell getting a little bit upset down the back straight. He moves down to the bottom line ahead of Patrick Allen. And now the 12 and the 20 will be connected nose to tail. And Dustin Painter, the 00. Everybody still watching, waiting for that first TNT win. Tonight could be the night for the North Carolinian. Season 4 champion Thomas Andrews now leads. Mount Kilimanjaro in the chat. They crash going up into the third corner. 2 cars, 3, 4, 5 involved all the way out with John Honeybrink over here. And the first caution of the race flies at Daytona. 10 laps into this one. And push finally gives to shove. Caution number 1 flies at the World Center of Racing. And that was pretty eventful. Let's take a look and see what happened going into turn number 3. Oh, nothing Thomas Andrews could do. Toby Estes getting turned. Have a look with car number 8. Bump drafting. Going into the corner, the number 3 of Cody Riggs couldn't check up in time. Patrick Allen involved. Tyler Patterson got a piece of that one. As Toby reluctantly drives away from this one. Let's see if we can have another look. There's Josh Garrison getting turned into. Aiden Norman, the defending champion, involved, although he got just a couple of scrapes on the right-hand side. Let's have a look and see if we can find out Cody Riggs' involvement in this crash. There's the nudge. Riggs is going to come out okay. Let's go on board with the Kentucky pilot. Oh, and there you see Toby Estes getting lifted. And the mayhem that ensues behind Cody Riggs. Caution number 1 flies at Daytona. Looks like Tom Sears even might have got a piece of that one. Let's try again. Oh, not a fantastic angle there. Let's try one more time from the sky and see if we can find out how this works out. Oh, they just get concertinaed into turn number 3. Cody Riggs just gets into the 8. The 8, the 2, everybody else catches a piece of that one. Richie Catania might have avoided that. Have a look with the 24. Blimp cam once again. Oh, Richie did get a piece. How about Ryan Pennell? And no, Ryan Pennell and John Honeybrink made contact. The local Floridian from Mayo gets a piece of that one. Looks like just about everybody caught some sort of action there. That's going to make North Carolinian Dustin Painter the race leader with Donald Ray to his side. So they're going to continue to circulate around Daytona. They're going to get their pit stops, any beverages, and you should do the same. We're going to take a quick break and come back for the restart and more TNT racing. Back in 60 seconds. Ready to release the drivers one more time. Mount Kilimanjaro already ready for that giveaway. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Donald Ray, Cody Riggs on the front row, waiting for the green flag to fly. There it is. The cars accelerate, and we're racing again from Daytona. Donald Ray leads the charge down the front straight and across the line. The Texan leads yet another lap at Daytona. Elridge George, the Bahamian, leading the top line on the outside with New Jersey's Patrick Allen in the 4-5. just avoiding making contact with the wall in turn number 1. Ryan Pennell restarting from the back. It looks like he already caught a piece of something as he's lost the draft. Dustin Painter, Aiden Norman also losing the draft. Thomas Andrews by himself. Let's go back to the green flag lest we miss any more action and see what happened. They might have just tried to hang back, missed the restart. There's some contact up here with the 8. Dustin Painter, Ryan Pennell missing the restart also, and that's kind of what's put these drivers in this position. But back to racing matters. At the front, Donald Ray still leads into turn number 1, and the cavalry follows behind him, single file, 3 rows deep. Tom Sears on the top side, now with Riggs ahead. Richie Catania in the 2-4, pushing. Briley Wright up to Jeremy Brio. Single file that top 3. Josh Garrison in the 4-4 leads the line on the top side as they race to complete lap number 15. And they cleverly avoid Ryan Pennell. On board with Donald Ray. There is the pride of Rockwall, Donald Ray, leading this race with Jeremy Brio behind him. 18 laps underway. Fans at home, enter TNT07 for your chance to win one of 2 diecasts. The Alex Bowman Ally diecast, the Stars and Stripes one, whatever you might call it. That one, and then the 2022 Toyota Camry test car. And Mount Kilimanjaro tried to get in there earlier, but the giveaway did not open. That's my fault. Phil, try again. See if we can't get you a ticket in there. Donald Ray and Josh Garrison drag racing to the line. Jason Alexander watching it all unfold from 13th. You heard Alexander scraping the apron just as he came down that front straight. Jeremy Brio in the 7-4 on the top side, still hooked up with Donald Ray. They have not left each other's bumpers. Keep an eye on those two, see what they might be up to towards the end of this race. Tyler Patterson just went purple, 46.07 seconds at a track where it all means absolutely nothing. But good for Patterson, he'll have that at least for now. 19 laps about to be complete from Daytona. Everybody taking the opportunity to pit under lap 11. The Drip, Diecast, and Collectibles Track Facts, reminding you these drivers could go approximately 35 laps on one green flag run if they make it that far. And 200 miles likely at this racetrack not to be the raced distance. It's the scheduled distance, but of course overtime always a factor. And as always, these drivers get a maximum of 3 tire changes and 1 fast repair for tonight's festivities. And if you want to collect some of the diecasts that look like these race cars out here, go to Drip, Diecast, and Collectibles on Facebook, your number 1 place to collect your favorite NASCAR memorabilia. Drip, Diecast, and Collectibles. Check them out on Facebook. and make it your #1 store for NASCAR diecasts and memorabilia. If you just tuned in, you haven't missed a thing. Just one caution so far in these 21 laps that have been completed from Daytona. Cody Riggs and Tom Sears both going green. That #3, one of those 3 Bluegrass Bandits in tonight's show on the top line. Shout out to Greensburg, Kentucky as well. I think it was either Cody or Briley or Toby. It was one of the 3 guys from Kentucky, but they all come from Greensburg, Kentucky. And they sent me a video of their little town of Greensburg, and it's actually really, really nice to see where these guys come from and where Toby Estes is going. And if he doesn't play his cards right, he's going to be going somewhere, not where he wants to end up. 3 wide for a moment there, coming through turn #3, and I think that's the first 3 wide that we saw. And really, it looks like he kind of just pulled that off. Let's see if we can have another look at Toby muscling his way up the middle. This is far earlier than I expected. Let's see if we can have another look. Locals in that giveaway. He puts !TNT07 in the chat there, as we see Toby Estes just making his way through this field. Oh, so cool. Back to live pictures. Josh Garrison currently leading, and we go single file. It looks like we might have lost just a little bit of the draft, a little bit of that momentum top side. They are still sliding around left and right. They have got to be careful, but they are going all the way to that wall. Patrick Allen goes green, 46.25 seconds. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby, for Josh Garrison. That 4 Interstate batteries leading the way. And Briley right behind him. Single file, 4 cars on the inside. Garrison gets loose off that 4th corner. Just tries to hang on. Riley Wright still pushing along in 2nd. How about Jeff No in 3rd? The 7.5 of Jimmy Kerr, 4th on the inside line. Alexander right behind him. And New Jersey's Tristan Catania works his way up in the Carvana machine. Now on the top side, Central Florida's Richie Catania, one of 2 Floridians in tonight's race, the other being Ryan Pennell, who's lost the draft. He's in 21st, but luckily it's a 2.5-mile oval. The local of Mayo, Florida has a chance to get it all back. Richie Catania leads that lap, and here's one guy who knows how to stay at the front. Donald Ray in the 5, that white monster Chevrolet, 2nd in line ahead of that 7.4 Jeremy Brio, and these 2 continue to stay hooked up once again. Locals in that giveaway. Doug Norris is in the giveaway too. How about you? !TNT07 for your chance to win one of those 2 diecasts. Check it out. We're giving them away on Rick James TV and Thursday Night Thunder Twitter. This has now been our longest green flag run of the night so far. Let's go on board with Bahamian Elridge George. George staying behind. He's predicting that something's going to happen up front, and he's giving himself plenty of space to avoid it, but he's got to be careful not to lose the draft of Sears in the 14. The 2-time Thursday Night Thunder champion comes into this race 2nd in points, trying to make up the gap to Aiden Norman, who's currently running in 18. He finally caught the draft of Tom Sears as well. Norman leading the points by 16 markers ahead of Tom Sears. And this race is kind of that, it's kind of that great equalizer where really anybody could win if they play their cards right. But of course, it's also about survival, isn't it? These drivers have got to be careful. They've got to watch their P's and Q's when they bump draft through the corners. There you can see two lines starting to split. And they're starting to get just a bit braver through the corners. 27 laps about to be complete. Oh, I'm sorry, 28 laps now complete. I can't do math, as you all might know. These three cars on the inside about to go a lap down. Tristan Catania is scraping the wall on the top side, and Cody Riggs involved. You just saw the 48 catch a piece of that wall, trying to be brave into turn number 1. And Tristan Catania will be the catalyst behind caution number 2. Let's have another look. That's several laps earlier here. Let's see if we can get a better look with Cody Riggs. There's Tristan Catania just scraping along the wall. Seth Wansing can't avoid Tristan Catania. Cody just caught in the crossfire, it looks like. Let's see if we can have another look. Have a look with Tristan. He just gets really high into turn number 1. Oh, John Honeybrink just missing that. We're going to get a look on board him. Let's have another look with Catania. Catania might have just lost focus, headed into that first corner. He just scraped up into that wall. Let's go on board with John Honeybrink. That was just cool. Let's have another look with Honeybrink. How about that for getting through the wreck? John Honeybrink with nerves of steel, and it's moves like that that's going to earn John Honeybrink his very own cold trickle move of the race.
Ice cream!
Honeybrink in the 20th position. He's got some making up to do, but it's nothing that he can't come back from. Your race leader in that double 4, Josh Garrison, who just came down pit road. Garrison with a pit time of 8.15 seconds. Looks like he just either put left sides on it or he not sure what the strategy was, but Garrison right now your race leader with Briley right behind him. Let's try and bother Josh Garrison, see if we can get a quick word with him. Garrison, Rick James up top, you got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy, you're leading this race right now in that double 4. It's been an eventful race for you so far, but of course, we're still 10 laps away from halfway. But what have you learned so far?
To not be in the middle of the pack. Well, I'm just trying to make some friends and just trying to stay in clean air. I think it's best right now.
Who have you found as your best drafting partner on the track so far?
Briley, right? We draft pretty good together.
You're going green this time by. Briley's going to start on your outside. Are there any plans to let him in or vice versa?
I mean, we'll see how it plays out. If I get a bad restart, probably let him finish. But
We'll see
I
what
don't know.
happens, man. We still have just under 50 laps to go. But shout out to all the folks in Ohio cheering you on, and good luck, man. Hopefully, we see you at the end of the race.
Thanks, sir.
So we're going to rack them, we're going to stack them, we're going to get ready to go racing one more time. Garrison will be on the outside of Riley Wright. And the Bluegrass Bandits starting top side. He's going to have Richie Catania behind him. Richie Catania is going to have Jeff No to his inside. One of these days we'll get this drone cam to work out, right? So here we go. We're going to have just inside of 50 laps remaining. The green flag is going to come out, and we're going to turn these race cars loose one more time. We'll see how far they make it. Josh Garrison and Briley Wright with control of the field, waiting for that signal.
Green, green, green.
Let's go racing. Garrison on the inside. He's got Jeremy Brio top side, and it's Brio who will lead his first lap of the evening just as they start lap number 34. Brio dives to the inside now. Garrison behind. Josh Garrison saying that Briley Wright was one of his favorite drafting partners. Well, now Briley is on the high side. He's got Toby Estes behind him. Down the back straight, the Bluegrass Bandits nose to tail except for one. Cody Riggs in that 3. He's got the Talladega winner from Season 5. John Honeybrink behind him. Josh Garrison in that double 4 behind the 7-4, the 5-5. Jeff No, he wants a piece. Richie Catania in that 2-4. So far up 13 places from where he started. Cody Riggs in 14th. How about Thomas Andrews on the outside? They start to get just a bit tight up at the front. Will they come together again? Will sanity prevail? How about a little bit of patience too? 4-0. Elridge George, the Bahamian on the top side. 5-6. Jason Alexander, third in line, top side from Sumter, South Carolina. The driver from the Palmetto State has one of many North Carolinians to his left-hand side. The teacher racing for educators all around the globe, Jeff No. I gotta time that right. That camera looks great when the cars are there and not just a bunch of fake-looking RVs. The 7-4 of Jeremy Brio up the inside as Briley Wright has just enough room to overtake Brio, or to stay ahead of Brio. Doesn't get overtaken. And if you've just tuned in, we've had 2 cautions so far. But don't miss your chance if you're watching on Twitch to put in exclamation point TNT07. Everybody who puts in exclamation point TNT07 on Twitch has a chance to win. How about the 7-4 of Jeremy Brio having to save that? Josh Garrison just getting a little frisky with the back end of Jeremy Brio, but that's going to allow Riley Wright to get some advantage on the outside. Jason Alexander in that 5-6. Being patient. Patience is the name of the game as the sun goes behind these Daytona walls. Riley Wright staying in the middle as Toby Estes tries to get some fresh air. Drivers trying not to run over each other as Tristan Catania moves to the outside. But remember, that last caution was caused by Tristan getting a bit too familiar with the top side. Let's see what it looks like from Cody Riggs' point of view. Another one of those Greensburg, Kentucky natives. Nose to tail with the third of those Greensburg, Kentucky natives. Those Bluegrass Bandits hooked up and pulling this train of race cars down the back straight. But how about Seth Wanting, who wants a piece of this? Donald Ray, who led plenty of laps tonight in that 5. He's got Wanting behind him. These two have been on more than one road trip across the United States together, so they know how they drive on the sim racetrack, and they know how they drive in real life as well. Tristan Catania in the 4-8 has Tyler Patterson to his inside. The 2-7 Exalta Chevrolet behind Tom Sears in the 1-4. He's got JK3. Jimmy Kerr III up ahead in that 7-5. Seth Wansing still decorating those yellow lines with his crimson-colored number 9 behind Donald Ray. Cody Riggs wiggling, trying to get some stability into that third corner. Richie Catania in the 2-4 finds more than enough room to get behind Jeff No. And at the front, the 4-4 pushing the 7-4. Pennsylvania's Jeremy Brio continues to lead. Tristan Catania trying to put the block on the 4-5, and that's Patrick Allen who gets into the wall. 2-0. John Honeybrink. He and Thomas Andrews in the 2 are known for drafting together. So far, we've yet to see them hook up tonight. L. George, 4-0, the Pontiac Grand Prix with the big red Kodak stretched across that hood. Jeff No in the 5-5, starting to get closer to the 4-4. Josh Garrison pushing the 7-4. Top 2 starting to get tight. Up 7 places from where he started. Jeremy Brio in that 7-4 Pepsi machine to the inside of Riley Wright. Josh Garrison in that 44 side by side, and they're tight out of 2. George with space up to Alexander. The South Carolinian leads the Bahamian. Does George open up a third lane in the middle? Thomas Andrews says, no, I'll stay nice and comfortable where I am. Tom Sears taking his sweet time, being scored in 15th, but still within 8 tenths to the race leader. Fans in the chat, shout out your favorite driver if you got someone you're cheering for in this race tonight. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, even if you're watching on LinkedIn, I don't know. Put it in the chat. Let me know who you're cheering for. And if it's Seth Wansing, hold your breath, because the Kansas City native got shook out that second corner. Top side, John Honeybrink now makes his way into the top lucky 13. Briley up the inside, contact with Jeff No. They go into the grass. Briley's back on the racing surface. Do they all survive? No, there they go. Seth Wansing catches a piece of that. Jimmy Kerr, the third involved there, and the caution comes out just after the halfway point. Lap 44. That was close. Doug Norris puts in the chat. He's cheering for Briley. We know. Doug Norris, also from Greensburg, Kentucky. That was awesome the way they almost held it through. Check. There's Jeff No just saving it. See if we can get an earlier look on this. This was just sketch watching Jeff No get off the racetrack. But there you see, I think Briley tried to get into that second lane. He might not have known that Jeff was there. Seth does an unbelievable job of avoiding Jeff No, but Jimmy Kerr either didn't put the brakes on or wasn't looking in the right direction. Let's see if we can have a closer look. This is into turn number 3. Keep your eye on the 2.9 of Briley right. I think he's going to try and squeeze into a space that no longer exists. That's exactly what happens there. The 7.5 of Jimmy Kerr just didn't see that Wansing put on the brakes. Double champion Tom Sears involved. Dustin Painter, will he make it through without contact with Donald Ray? And it looks like they might have just touched a bit. Let's get a closer look here. Tristan Catania making contact with Ray. Ray with a good save. Jeff No gets around, and Dustin Painter does avoid him. Ryan Pennell avoiding Donald Ray. Everybody avoids everybody else, and we're all happy. So caution number 2 coming out in the tri-oval. A lot of guys just getting out of sorts. Race leader Jeremy Briel will come in. Josh Garrison will follow him. Matter of fact, Cody Riggs in that number 3 good wrench. The only driver who does not come down pit road. We'll see what Cody does after this brief 60-second break. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 1 minute with more racing from iRacing's Daytona. So Cody Riggs will come off the second corner with the race lead. Let's bother one of those Bluegrass Bandits. Cody Riggs, how are you now?
I'm good, Rick. How are you?
Not so bad. You're leading this race, coming to, what, 32, 33 laps to go. What have you learned so far, and how are you going to bring it home to get the win?
Right now all it's been is a big waiting game. Nobody's really pushed it too much, just trying to be patient and wait for that move. Just trying to wait for the right time. As we get closer to the end of the race, tensions will start getting a little bit more hectic, I think.
You got that special paint scheme at a special race track, man. Keep your wits about you. Real quick before the flag, who's your best draft partner?
Probably going to be that number 8 right there behind me.
Shiny side up, buddy. Hopefully we talk to you at the end. Good luck.
Thank you.
Cody Riggs will get the party started once again with his right foot in that number 3. We're racing again from the shores of Daytona Beach. Excellent start for Brio and Riggs, but they are sitting ducks. Look at the cavalry that will come behind them. Toby Estes, who Cody said was his best draft partner, now coming up close as Jeremy Brio tries to do the slingshot, get the lead around Cody Riggs into 3. The 7-4 will not clear that good wrench Chevrolet. Brio tries to throw a block, and it almost causes Alexander to get into a wreck. Jason Alexander will make his way around Jeremy Brio cleverly, and at the front, Cody Riggs will lead the first lap after restart. And how about this? The 3 and the 8, nose to tail at Daytona. Local reminding me that the leaderboard was not set to scroll. Thank you, Local. Shout out. Appreciate you. Jeremy Brio leading ahead of that 5-6. Cody Riggs with a big shove from Toby Estes behind him. And John Honeybrink top side in that 20. Who's he going to draft with? There goes the 5-6. Sumter, South Carolina's Jason Alexander gets behind that number 8 car. 31 laps to go under the lights at Daytona. Tristan Catania in that 4-8 to the inside of the 5 car. Josh Garrison looking to draft with the back end of Dustin Painter, who's trying to hook up with John Honeybrink, but do they have anything? They're going to need a big organized push, and it looks like they just might not have the cars to pull this one off, but still plenty of racing remains. It's just going to be a matter of who moves when. The top 10 separated by 0.6 of a second. Richie Catania's been in the mix. Richie's been consistently in the top 10 today. I'd like to see what he can pull off. How about Thomas Andrews going purple? 45.85 at the World Center of Racing. And the Season 4 champion from New Jersey has the fastest lap of the evening. Dustin Painter, 46.49. He also went green. He's finding speed with new tires. Drivers pitting all on lap 45, except for Cody Riggs, who's currently leading this race. And maybe he's just saving a set of tires for a late race restart. Could be playing that long game. We'll have to see what's up with him. Keep your eye on that 2-9 of Briley Wright. Those Bluegrass Bandits will look to get nose to tail, and Briley is going to try and draft with the 3 and the 8. Jason Alexander trying to find some daylight to the inside of car number 8. He went purple again, 45.75, faster still for Thomas Andrews. He got a good head of steam that last lap. We'll see what he can cobble together. Quickly approaching 25 laps to go. Local asking if Aiden Norman has damage or he's just out of the draft. He missed the early race, and I think he just lost the draft on that restart. Aiden Norman might have been getting some damages repaired. And just like the last time we came to Daytona, Aiden Norman came into this race not with the points lead, and he finished 4 laps off the pace. Norman right now still on the lead lap, but it looks like he's just lost the draft, so he's not out of it. A late race caution could bring any of these drivers back into the mix. Tyler Patterson is in the wall. He almost comes down on Patrick Allen. Heads up to that New Jersey pilot. He dodges what was that Monster Energy 45, and Jeff Noe will now bring Ryan Pennell up to speed as they draft down the front straight. Tom Sears trying to break into the top 10. Elridge George just ahead in that Kodak Grand Prix. And they're just waiting now, just trying to stay organized, and the pushing, the bump drafting from Cody Riggs turned Toby Estes earlier in this race, and that caused caution number 1. Toby not looking to return the favor surely this early in the race. .25 to go. Next time by, Cody Riggs ahead of Jason Alexander just by a bit. Josh Garrison forced into the middle, 3 wide down that back straight with no room to spare. Garrison forcing Brio high, 3 wide. Alexander's on the apron, and here it goes again. Here it goes again. Jason Alexander involved, the biggest crash yet. Headed into turn number 3 and right up to 25 laps to go. We have another caution at Daytona International. All right, let's see what happened. All right, it looks like they're coming off of turn number 2 here. Jason Alexander gets a huge head of steam. He's going to get a good... There is the 4-4 coming up the middle. I think Jason Alexander is going to try to throw a block, and Josh Garrison bumping into the corner, which is an extreme no-no at the Super Speedways. That is Super Speedway Racing 101. And Garrison, well, this is well after the accident here. Garrison uninvolved, but a lot of good drivers got a piece of that shouldn't have got a piece of that. Have another look here. There's the bump draft by Josh Garrison. It upset Jason Alexander, and it all just fell apart here. Jeff Noe's going to try and make his way through. And let's have another look here. Watch Garrison. Alexander throws the block. Garrison does not let up, and it all just goes upside down from here. Every last driver you can count getting involved in this one. Have another look. Seth Wanson got a piece. Bump drafting into the corners, something that you would expect everyone to know not to do. Tom Sears looks like he might have got a piece as well. Let's look at the double champion. He does get a piece. Briley Wright gets a piece of the two-time Thursday Night Thunder champion. Elridge George getting some seconds. Take a look with Richie Catania. Richie stays out of trouble. Nope, he does not. Literally, even Richie Catania couldn't stay out of this. I think the only person that didn't catch a scratch from this was Josh Garrison and Dustin Painter. Local wants to see this from Alexander's rear bumper. Let's indulge you, Local. Let's see what's up. Let's try again with Jason Alexander. So the third caution is out, meaning we're going to have a restart inside 25 laps to go. Local said he was questioning it, but it was a good shove into the turn. You did see the back end get picked up off the ground, and it's just too early for moves like that. Even with 10 laps to go, 5 laps to go, maybe it's a little too early for moves like that. So we'll see where this leaves a lot of drivers. New Jersey's Tristan Catania will have control of the field coming to 22 laps to go in this 7th round. Pace car peels off, and get ready to get off your seat one more time. Green flag is out, and we're racing again from Daytona. This time it's Jeremy Brio with the advantage into 3. Jason Alexander to the outside. Alexander might have used a faster pair that time around. How about Thomas Andrews on the top side? Richie Catania just ahead. Jason Alexander leading the top side as Jeremy Brio gets a good shove from Josh Garrison across the line. 2-0 to go next time. Then it's 1-9 at the line. Tyler Patterson, he's had a couple of scrapes tonight, but he's right behind the 8, Toby Estes. Cody Riggs just off the front bumper of the 8. The number 3 follows the double 5. Jeff No behind Richie Catania, the Central Floridian behind his younger brother, Tristan, in the 4-8. Garrison in that 4-4, possibly making Brio just a little nervous now with 20 laps to go. Jason Alexander in the 5-6. Still leading that top line with Elridge George just behind him, and now Alexander sneaks to the inside line. No, does he? Garrison throws a defensive move. He wants to lead on the top side. Garrison now top side, 3 wide as they go behind him. It's Patrick Allen on the outside, Dustin Painter in the middle. Cody Riggs will make a way in the top 10 while his Bluegrass drafting teammate, the 8 car, Toby Estes, now behind that 2-7. Tyler Patterson, Season 4 champion. Thomas Andrews sitting in 6th. He's got a chance to win this one. I think Thomas Andrews hasn't won a race since the season opener in Season 4. That was the season he won the championship. When's the last time Jason Alexander won a Thursday Night Thunder race? We started counting stats, and we started picking up stats, I believe, in Season 3 of Thursday Night Thunder. Now, my memory's Swiss cheese. I don't know a damn thing, but I think Jason Alexander might be winless in TNT. But that's neither here nor there. There's still 18 laps to decide this one, and if you think this one's going to go caution-free to the end, you are sorely mistaken. How about Thomas Andrews getting shoved 2 wheels under that yellow line? Everybody takes a deep breath, and we keep it pushing, keep it moving in that forward direction. Getting closer up at the front, Jason Alexander behind Jeremy Brio. Alexander has Garrison to the top side. Tom Sears trying to create space or maybe just get a hold of his race car. Dustin Painter backs it off, and Toby Estes goes up the middle, 3 wide, 17 to go this time. Car number 8 forcing the issue and making space where they thought there was no room. 48, Tristan Catania caused a crash tonight, but he's still in fit racing condition, and he's got a chance to win. Everybody does. It's Daytona. 16 to go next time by. Donald Ray now behind Cody Riggs, nose to tail down the back straight, on board with Riggs. Yadkinville's Jeff No in the double 5. He knows how to win in TNT. He's done it before, but Elrich George up along the wall almost gets into Patrick Allen, and that's the second time the 45 has had to dodge trouble tonight. But classy move by George, staying up along the wall, not ungluing himself and causing another accident. Kudos to George. Rio at the front. Look at Jimmy Kerr losing control out of 2 by himself. He saves it. He keeps the 7.5 moving. Soft hands by Kerr to catch that and cradle it out of that second corner. Josh Garrison at the front. The 8 of Toby Estes behind him. Will Estes try and get a piece of Garrison? Estes did get caught up in an accident because of bump drafting before. He's going to let Garrison know he's there. Explore space up the middle. Jeremy Brio will put on a defensive move, and Jason Alexander looking to offer support now. 13 to go this time by. Single file. Garrison left to dry like a towel under the summer sun. He's going to sit. No, he sneaks in. Toby Estes gives him the room. Local asking who spun out. That was JK3. Jimmy Kerr in 20th. He has lost that draft. Richie Catania continues to be the race's hardest charger. Josh Garrison continuing to do it by himself on the high side. He's got help from Toby Estes. Lucky number 13 laps left to go. Jason Alexander back in the front, and the last time we saw this combination, it was Josh Garrison lifting the 5-6 in turn number 3 and spinning him out. Garrison dangerously close. Local says someone else spun out. I got no idea, to be honest with you. But good eye. I didn't see nothing, but good eye. Josh Garrison now on the outside. He's got support from Toby Estes. Briley Wright in the 2-9. Now on the high side. Those three Bluegrass Bandits all right next to each other. A dozen left. That dirty dozen becomes 11 laps left. Next time across the line, Jason Alexander to the inside. Garrison on the high side. How far will they make it? Looking at that 2-4. When will he make his move? Richie has been consistent in that top 10 all night long. 10 laps. Mach 1-0 at the line. When we cross it, Seth Wansing up ahead. Ryan Pennell further than him into turn number 3. 2 by 2, 5 rows deep. Two-time champion Tom Sears from Southampton, Massachusetts in that 1-4. He's got a shot. Riggs has a shot. No has a shot. 10 laps to go around the 2.5-mile Cathedral to Speed. They started racing on the beach here more than 75 years ago. It's culminated to history. It's culminated to love. It's culminated to dreams at Daytona. And sim race or not, a win here means everything. Looking to go 3 wide now, but will they survive? Cody Riggs to the top side, and the Bluegrass Bandits are nose to tail to nose. Watch out now. Alexander flies the flag for South Carolina. He leads with 9 at the line. The Bandits are in the wall. Briley Wright in that 2-9, just avoided spinning out Toby Estes. 3 wide, Alexander in the vacuum, down the middle and being shuffled all the way to the back like a coin in the middle of a Connect 4 game. He's going to go all the way to the bottom. Cody Riggs slots in behind him. Josh Garrison on the outside. Jeremy Brio on the inside. Ryan Pennell on the racing surface, coming to 8 laps to go. What will he choose? Digital Armchair coming in at the perfect time. 8 to go this time around. They're going to go on the outside of Pennell. Jeremy Brio leading the charge, and Pennell putting 2 times. There's the crash right there. There it is, the Bluegrass Bandits finally making contact, and you saw it coming. Tristan Catania cleverly avoids all of that. And caution number, what, 4? I don't know. But another yellow flag has come out. Oh, that was getting hairy for just a second. And now we can breathe. Let's have a look. This is out of turn 2. Let's see if we can get a more recent look here. Oh man, the 8 just got into the wall and just stopped moving. There was nothing the 29 could do about that. Have another look. That was weird. Toby Estes, I don't know what just happened to the 8 car. Have another look. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Let's slow it way down and get a close look at Toby Estes. Bump drafting with Garrison. And there's there it is. Estes lifting Garrison off the ground, and for some reason, Estes just gets... I don't know the word. His car just collapses after that contact. Have another look. Toby's car just collapses from the contact. How about Cody Riggs avoiding that one? Let's go on board with another one of those Bluegrass Bandits. That right there is fearless driving. Another look with Cody. That's clever. That was awesome. Good stuff by Cody Riggs. That move right there is going to earn Cody his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream! Give me some of those!
Cody's going to restart in the top 10. Josh Garrison still being scored as the race leader. How about Pennsylvania's Jeremy Brio in the second position? Let's see if we can get a quick word with him. JB, Rick James up top, you got me. Jeremy Brio, Rick James in the booth. Can you hear me?
You got me?
Hey, JB, you hear me? I got you, buddy. You're sitting in the second position right now. We're going to restart with, what, 5 laps to go. Garrison ahead, your fellow Pepsi car, and Richie Catania behind. I mean, really, what more can we do but just try your best? But do you have a strategy?
Not wreck. That's the only strategy
Solid.
I got. I kind of got nothing else really in the bag. Everybody's going to do their own thing here at the end, so it's just going to be a crapshoot.
Who's going to be your best drafting partner on the way to the finish, JB?
Probably Jeff No, but I don't know if he's going to stick with me or not, so we'll see. This is going to be crazy.
Everybody last pitting on lap 56. Do you still have one set of tires? Is there any pitting? If another caution comes out, we could have overtime. Have you thought about that long game?
I'm going to make it on fuel and tires, so I have no worries in that regard.
Well, don't spin them coming to the restart, JB. I know you're going to give us a show, man, so keep the shiny side up, and hopefully we talk to you at the end of the show.
All righty, thank you, Rick.
Pennsylvania's Jeremy Brio will go to work, as will the rest of these drivers. And if you're anywhere relaxed in your chair, then you have no idea what's about to happen. Josh Garrison will be controlling the field in that 44 car. Jeremy Brio will be to the outside in the 7-4. Richie Catania, Jeff No, Tom Sears filling in the rest of the top 5. Take a deep breath. Smell the excitement. Taste the passion. Barney's going to give us the green flag, and we're going to go racing once again. 5 laps to go from Daytona. Let's do it. Sears leads the charge into that third corner. Briley right now making his move to the inside. Brave move by Briley. Now with a huge run and a great head full of steam, but he's a sitting duck now. 4 laps to go. Sears, top side, right to the inside. Riley Wright, another one of those drivers where you couldn't remember the last time he tasted victory in the Thursday Night Thunder Series. But if there was a track where you could make it happen, this is the one. 3 wide now. JB, Jeremy Brio, who led at the restart, holding nothing back, pushing Sears up the middle. Donald Ray wants a piece of the inside lane too. 3 laps to go. Tom Sears on the top side. Riley Wright to the bottom. 3 wide with Cody Riggs trying to force the issue up the inside. Just how far will they go? Ray behind the 7-4. Will he push? Will he be patient? 2 to go this time by. There goes Catania up the inside. He's going to come back onto the racing surface, just almost crashing into Tyler Patterson. He's got to choose that move more careful. Donald Ray, Brio being squeezed together, but no crash yet. Ray really holding on to it, having to back off to avoid crashing. Jeff No coming up beside him. Still 3 wide, down the short chute. 5 miles to go. Catania outside, and there they crash. There it is. Big crash before the white flag lap, and we're going to do it one more time if you can stand it, and you just saw it coming. You knew it was going to happen. Let's have a look. Seth Wanting just getting plowed over by John Honeybrink, who apparently doesn't see a crash happening. What in the world was that? Okay, let's go on board with John Honeybrink, because I genuinely have a hard time believing Honeybrink sees a crash coming and does not put the brakes on. Have a listen. And one more look. I don't know if his view was obstructed, but Honeybrink just runs Wansing over, and Wansing just gets turned after being slammed in the back. But let's go further on back and try and get a better look at what started this crash. Oh, Sears just tries to go high to get into that lane with 2 to go. And those are the kinds of moves that you make with 2 laps to go, and it just didn't work. Let's see if we can get a better look. Elridge George makes it through. Josh Garrison gets turned around. Just run out of real estate coming down that chute, and everybody gets a piece of that one. And now look who's at the front. Briley Wright with Richie Catania behind him. Let's try and talk to Briley real quick. Briley Wright, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy.
How you feeling? You have a chance to win in Thursday Night Thunder at Daytona, but it's going to take a 5-mile defensive play to do it. What do you got?
Well, I gotta say, it's in 1998. That'd have been a win, right?
In 1998, you know, I think I heard that recently, but yeah, in 1998, that would have been a win. That's definitely sure. Now, fast forward to 2023, you got Richie to your outside. You're gonna have Jeff No behind you, Donald Ray behind Richie. And don't look now, but defending champion Aiden Norman is going to be rolling off in 5th. Do you have a draft partner?
I don't know. I'm just going to stick to the bottom here and see what happens. It is what it is, I guess. I'd rather see that Bud 8 car or that 3 car behind me right now, but I'm all I got, so we'll see what happens.
Ain't nothing to it. but to do it. So we're going to see what you can make up here in these next 2 laps, man. Keep your chin up. Give us a show, and hopefully we talk to you at the end, man. Good luck.
I'll give you boys a show.
He's going to tighten that chin strap and really give us something to see, and you definitely want to see that as well. We're going to take one final break here. One more 60-minute break, 60-second break, good Lord. One more 60-second break, and we're going to come back to racing at Daytona. Briley Wright will have control of the field for green-white checkered number 1. Don't go anywhere. How are your nerves? Who will be the first to break the chain? Briley Wright with control of the field. Richie Catania to his outside. Briley must cross the line first. Jeff No behind Wright. How far ahead will Briley go? 5 miles to decide it. Green flag. Ray dives up the inside, now back to the outside. He's going to push Richie Catania out of 2. Aiden Norman sitting 3rd in line, and that inside line should have more momentum than the outside line, but they're now up to speed. The draft starting to play. Jeff No showing his hands possibly a bit too early. Central Floridian Richie Catania on the outside with Donald Ray behind him. He's starting that push. Briley Wright in that 2-9. Now with Richie to his outside, getting a little bit wiggled by Ray. They're going to make it to the white flag. One more lap. Jeff No up the inside. It's a race no matter what happens. Briley with advantage into 1. They make contact, and there they go. Briley Wright will run away with this one as everybody's going to get wrecked behind him. Every last driver going to crash behind Briley Wright as the white flag comes out. Josh Garrison still getting turned around by Patrick Allen, who refuses to put the brakes on. Donald Ray running away with this one, and he's getting turned around by Elrich George. Chaos at the back. Jason Alexander in 2nd. Briley Wright will come to the checkered flag uncontested, and the Blue Grass Bandit will win round 7 at Daytona. One of the more bizarre white flag laps you're going to see, but Briley Wright wins in Thursday Night Thunder after the whole field gets wrecked behind him. Have a look. Jeff No, Richie Catania, Aiden Norman out of contention. And then you've got drivers like Patrick Allen here, who are just turning John Honeybrink out of turn number 2. I think drivers are forgetting that there's still a competition here. We'll check out that white flag one more time, but Briley Wright's going to burn the house down, as is well-deserved. Great win for the 2-9. Briley's going to do it for Dale, right on the grass. And like he said, that would have been a win in 1998, and it turns out it's a win in 2023. Briley Wright wins round number 7 at Daytona International in thrilling fashion. Let's have another look at that final lap. This was just chaos. Keep your eye on the 45 of Patrick Allen in the back. Josh Garrison getting right into right. Have another look here. Focus on Garrison. I want to know exactly what the thought process is when this crash occurs. And then, while all that ridiculousness is happening back there, Donald Ray gets turned by Elrich George at the end, and Briley Wright comes home a winner. And that's the way the cookie crumbles at Daytona. So we're going to collect our top 3, and we're going to have a podium interview here in just a moment. Fans, don't go anywhere. On the podium now with 2 out of our top 3, starting with Bahamian. That's right, the Clearwater Assassin from Nassau in the Bahamas, the Bahamian Elrich George with a bronze medal tonight. The white flag came out, chaos unfolded in turn number 2, and we saw a little extracurricular between your front end and Donald Ray's back bumper. What happened there?
Well, first off, man, it's so good to be talking back to you again. It feels like, I don't know, years since I've been here on the podium in ARCS, but yeah, that last lap there was a crazy one. I knew the wreck was coming, but I just didn't know which lane to be in. But I managed to go to the bottom there and just clipped the 55, and I was trying to wrestle that car and keep it going straight, but tough luck for Jack, and I was just trying to collect the car and get back on track, but unfortunately, I guess I didn't see him coming there, and it just clipped his rear there. But I'm just happy for this top 3. It's been a long road for me. trying to transition from the console to this, but this is my best finish thus far in TNT on iRacing. So hopefully the
I think we lost you for just a second there, boss, but still a brilliant race nonetheless. I mean, you were there. You were there at the end, and you've got a third place finish. Next week we go to the short track at Irwindale Speedway. Do you have anything there at the short track next week?
Well, I do like short tracks. I think I'm gonna have a good car there. It's gonna be a patience game. So I'm just gonna try and practice and stay out of trouble. And hopefully I'll get another top 10 or hopefully another podium. And I'll be talking to you again, man.
Your name's going to be on the screen for sure. You're now 20th in points. You are 13 markers behind Toby Estes. We'll see you next week from Irwindale, boss. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
That third place interview brought to you by Drip Diecast and Collectibles on Facebook, your number one stop online to get your favorite NASCAR memorabilia and even a few diecasts that look like the race cars we see tonight. So check them out on Facebook, Drip Diecasts and Collectibles. Our winning interview brought to you by Jim Blankenship and everyone over at Swag Designs. Jimmy handcrafting the trophies for this season of Thursday Night Thunder. Check him out on Twitter at swag_designs. Jim Blankenship handcrafting trophies for any event you can imagine, including ARCS Thursday Night Thunder. Swag_designs on Twitter. Shout out Jim Blankenship. Let's close the entries for that diecast giveaway, and we'll see just exactly who wins what. And let's go to our race winner. For the first time in Thursday Night Thunder, one of those Bluegrass Bandits has gotten the W. It's going to be Briley Wright flying the flag for the great state of Kentucky. Briley, you have won in TNT.
Yeah, it feels good just to finally get one, especially here at Daytona. It's been a long week of these Daytona races, getting wrecked out and all that kind of stuff, but it feels good to finally get one here. I can't believe it actually happened because there's a couple times I tried to work with that Bud 8 car, my teammate Toby, and every time we got hooked up, it seemed like something would happen and we'd get broke apart. And I made a move kind of right there towards the end and went through the middle and got myself to the front on the bottom, and that's really the move that won the race. Right there at the end was all just kind of luck, I guess. But held on to it at the bottom there, and I looked up in the mirror and I saw the whole field wrecking, so I knew I had it at that point.
You told me before that green-white checkered restart, that would have been a win in 1998. It's a win now anyway, too, man. You've got the W. Doug Norris says another for the wall. He wins a diecast as well as local as well. Congratulations on that. Doug's pumped for you, too. I bet Smokey's Bar is actually pumped for you as well back there in Greensburg, man. You've earned this one. Congratulations on that. We will see you next week to go for 2 wins in a row at Irwindale. What a win, Briley. Congratulations again.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of short track racing during the off season and getting pretty decent at it. So maybe we can make it back to back there at Irwindale.
We'll see. You're only 7 points outside of the top 10 in points. We'll see you in a week, man. Congratulations again.
All right, see you, Rick.
Fans at home, that puts a cap on an awesome race at Daytona. An unusual last lap as well, but really, you couldn't ask for more excitement, and the circus continues 7 nights from now right here on Rick James TV, iRock TV Media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, whatever you can imagine. Check us out when we take these ARCA cars to the Irwindale Speedway. That's next Thursday night, 8:40 p.m. right here on Rick James TV. And until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all